Going on to you, Geminis. Hope y'all are having a great day. So for you, Geminis, you have the Eight of Wands, the Empress, and you have the World. I really don't know what cards are coming out. I literally read on the fly. I don't be knowing. That's why it is I be saying I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. But for you, Geminis, the Eight of Wands, the Empress, and the World right here. That's interesting. So the Eight of Wands is about you Geminis having to learn, grow up from a particular situation by letting it go, by letting someone go, something go. And the Empress represents learning how to not be so caught up with the short term here and now of how sometimes people may treat you, and learning how to actually get over the pettiness, right? The desire for some sort, that's my dog down there, but the desire for revenge, right? To get back at somebody. There's definitely a sense of a lot of you Geminis learning how to actually get over your own pettiness, to see the bigger picture in the scenario, right? And the World represents, and by understanding yourself emotionally, that's what a lot of you Geminis are doing. Because okay, so because what I'm seeing here is that a lot of you Geminis are understanding that, you know, it's not the best idea for you Geminis to go around trying to get to know people and then arguing with them, right? When they show you how stupid they can be, you just argue with them. You just run around, right? Wherever it is that you getting an argument with them, you get into an argument with them and you strive to win the argument, even though you Geminis know that you have a point in the stuff that it is that you're saying. So you know what it is that you're saying. So the situation for you is the Justice right here is all about how and because of it, your life is a lot more peaceful because of it. The Justice represents establishing peace by establishing understanding and order. Something that, you know, an answer out of the chaos, an answer out of the confusion and the delusion, right? So a lot of you Geminis are simply just applying pressure, you know? You want to know, what is it going to be like to be in a relationship with somebody? So when you're talking to them, you're legitimately asking them questions to find out what it actually is. And sometimes people will really tell you that this is what it is that they are about. They are truly about dysfunction, arguments, argumentative fights, idiocracy. So you Geminis are just looking at it from a perspective of, yeah, cool. You Geminis are just looking at it from a perspective of, okay, well, you know, you literally got your answer, because you don't want to have to hang around somebody who's going to be a degenerate idiot, right? You actually want to hang around somebody and be with somebody that actually knows what peace is and can establish it in themselves and then establish peace in a relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Three of Pentacles is about, because you Geminis deserve to actually hang out with people who care about you, people who don't want to deteriorate your physical and mental health by stressing you out all the time. Because that's what stress will do. Stress will literally cause a deterioration. It really will cause a deterioration. It will. You know, stress can cause some serious deterioration of the health, right? And a lot of you Geminis are realizing that you can't allow yourselves to be caught up with that nonsense. You won't allow yourself to be caught up with that. You will stay away. You will do your own thing. You will be single if that's what the case is, because you have more self-respect than to be with somebody who is going to tear you down, look to disrespect you, talk trash about you, and all that other type of stuff. The Knight of Pentacles right here is about how you've got a lot to offer anyway. So it's not like getting into a relationship is going to be hard. What it is for you, Geminis, is you Geminis happen to be in a particular situation where, excuse me, you Geminis are learning how to respect yourself. And that's what I've been saying. When you have a healthy level of self-respect, the people that you're going to be able to get along with is going to shrink, because like for instance, I don't rock with mybookie.com, right? And because I hear a lot of people been scammed from mybookie.com, leave a lot of terrible reviews talking about how it is that they basically got scammed out of their money. They put their money in, and then they placed a legal bet with MyBookie, and then they ended up not being able to actually take their money out. So the situation with that is, I saw MyBookie for what it was, and I was like, look, I'm not really rocking with MyBookie.com, but a lot of UFC fighters, and I love UFC, but a lot of UFC fighters will have, they will partner with mybookie.com. So I'm not really rocking with people. So that's my point when I say that having honor and integrity, it will put you in a position where, what are you gonna do, right? Like, what are you Geminis actually gonna do? If you serious about having integrity, it's gonna really limit the people that you can really get to know romantically, because like I said before, like what Nipsey Hussle said, not everybody is going to be able to go. Not everybody is going to have honor and integrity. Some people care about money so much to the point where that's one of the few things that they do care about. So the Emperor now represents, but at the same time, it's funny how, even with all of this, you Gemini still have importance. People still want to get to know you. Things are still going well for you. You Geminis are still healthy. The Emperor is a person who has choices. The Emperor is a person who, has a lot to manage. And this is what a lot of you Geminis have got. You've got a lot to manage on your plate. You Geminis are doing quite well. You are. Then the Seven of Swords speaks to how a lot of you Geminis are just trying your best to stay away from the fakes. And that's all it is that you need to really do, is you Geminis just need to stay away from the fakes. That's it. Because you'll have some people, like I said, right, with the Emperor, who will come to you basically expecting you to help them, because you Geminis are so abundant and you have so much, to the point where that's the case. People will hang around you to get something out of you Geminis. So you really do have to watch that type of stuff. Don't get so caught up with the the people telling you that they like you, and then they acting like they like you at first. You really want to pay attention to see if it's true, right? Because truth be told, the relationships, see, this is the thing a lot of people don't get, right? Like, you should be striving to create long-term relationships. If a person is a short-term bot on either side, regardless of whoever they are, if the person is a short-term bop, then it means that you need to stay away from them. If that's the type of person that you really want to kick it with, cool, but that is really short term. Like, if I had a bop, I wouldn't even be hanging out with the bop for more than 2 months. So 2 months is the ceiling. I'm probably going to be up on out of there, depending on how much I get a chance. Less than a month, if it's up to me, which it is. But at the same time, you dig? So I'm trying to create long-term relationships. My family, the people who I talk to, because being wealthy is, and this is why it is that I say that character is built in, because people think that the money is what only it takes to become wealthy, when it's also about the relationships that you create, i.e. character, because sometimes you don't need money in order to handle your business. That's the reason why it is that, depending on who it is, and like depending on how much money they spend over the course of time, or all at once, people can come through to my shop, or they get personal readings or like birth chart readings and stuff like this, and I'll give people a discount, because not all the time, mind you, but I'll give it to them sometimes, because they've been loyal, they've been kicking it with me for a while, through the nonsense, the crazy stuff that happens, through all the crazy stuff and everything like that. So as a result of what's going on, right, I go ahead and I build that relationship. I hope they see it like that, but I build that relationship with them by letting them know, hey, you don't have to spend this amount today. I'm gonna go ahead and let you slide with this, because just for being valued, I value you. And we build the relationship not just based upon that, but the things that we talk about in the readings as well. A lot of times, I don't know what it is, but a lot of times, sometimes people feel like, oh, I'm not gonna spend this for for you to be up in your house and give me a tarot reading or whatnot, for this amount. And it's like, but sometimes, right? When I say sometimes, I'm talking about 50% of the time, right? So half the time, depending on, no matter how much it is that you spend, half the time it goes over anyway. But I don't charge anybody extra, or whatever the case may be or whatnot. I'm not really pressing them and on their head about it like that, or whatever the case may be. So it's like, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like it's about the relationships that you're building as well. But you need character in order to have those types of relationships. You need character in order to be wealthy. This is the thing that a lot of people want to ignore. And this is why it is that you Geminis succeed where it is that other people can fail. Because a lot of you Geminis see the value in getting into conversations with people and socializing and interacting with them. So the Chariot and the Lovers now is about how you're not the one who's gonna have to deal with the fact that you do have to talk and socialize. People who don't want to understand you, who don't want to understand what you Gemini stand for, are going to deal with their own consequences. Because what I'm seeing here is, you Geminis, regardless of whatever kind of relationships y'all are in good relationships right now. Y'all family is good, y'all friends are good, y'all are nice and healthy, y'all are good. Y'all are good. Like I said, finances may not be the most extreme thing, but you're not going crazy over them in a bad way. You're good. And like, you're a lot of you Geminis are so good right now, to the point where, if the person wants to act like they're crazy, or, you're getting to know them and they playing games, it's like, you Geminis pretty much already understand they're going to be the ones that's dealing with their awkwardness. Because in the real world, do these people, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You're starting to see a lot more people play now that there are a lot less options for relationships, romantic relationships. That means that a lot more people who like to play the game, who are on the short yellow bus, who has this whacked out mentality, they're bringing this type of delusional mindset into the business, into their job, into their job. And what's happening is that you're starting to, part of the reason why you're starting to see, Geminis, a lot of the layoffs is not necessarily always because of the fact that these companies are just unsuccessful companies. Some of it is these people and the whacked out mentality. They don't have a place for them to kind of show that type of dysfunction in a romantic setting anymore. So they're bringing the dysfunction into a professional setting where they're supposed to be on their job with it, and they're showing how their dysfunction. They're showing up to meetings late. They're doing their job terribly. They're calling out sick often. All this other type of crap. So this is why you start to see, like I said, more and more people losing their jobs. Not all of it. That's not the whole reason, but it's a part of it. But whatever I've been telling you, Geminis, I've been saying to you, Geminis, that it's not what it is that you think. People who have this whacked out mentality, they really are dealing with something. I'm not calling it an illness. That's not what I'm going to go ahead and call it. But they are dealing with something because they can't stop with the nonsense. Even to the point of their own dysfunction. They coming into their jobs, bringing this nonsense into their job, Gemini. You see, this is why you Geminis win, and people who have this whacked out mentality will fail because they're dysfunctional. They're you know what I'm saying? Like they're bringing their dysfunctional mentality into every element of their life. Let's clarify the Lovers, which is Gemini. So to clarify the Lovers, the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Sun, and then the Eight of Swords. So these 5 cards right here. So the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Your mind is stable. You Geminis are good. The Three of Cups, you have a belonging value. People want you to be around your family, your friends, the ones that are there for you. You have a support system. The Six of Swords, you don't have to go looking for your support system. So, you know, someone that acts like you Geminis are losers, they're delusional because they're not really. You know what I mean? The Sun and the Eight of Swords is about how, so yeah, just get to know other people. There's also a sense of you Geminis wanting to, you know, flirt with some people and get to know some people romantically, but at the same time, not really, you Geminis are not really, you Geminis are like not really, it's different because you Geminis will talk to people, but it's a sense of if the person is, like I said, if the person is giving you a hard time, you're not really going to try to force it.